Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here today. We are Team FML, and we are excited to present to you our revolutionary solution, Relive. This is our solution for problem statement 5. Relive is an AI-powered relapse prevention system that combines wearable technology, behavioral analytics, and blockchain security to provide real-time intervention for individuals suffering from addiction, recovering from addiction. And our goal is simple. It is to redefine addiction recovery by making it smarter, personalized, and more proactive. Addiction recovery is one of the most fragile and complex healthcare challenges today. Studies show that almost 40 to 60% of recovering patients relapse despite medical intervention and therapy. But why does this happen? What actually goes wrong? So here we have lack of real-time monitoring. Rehab centers and therapists have no way to track early warning signs of relapse. Due to resource constraints, recovering addicts don't receive the continuous support that they need. There is a one-size-fits-all treatment. So addiction recovery is unique to every individual, yet most programs fail to dynamically adapt to the personal triggers that the recovering patients have and their progress. There is insufficient support between therapy sessions, and recovery doesn't stop when therapy ends. It's something that is chronic. But social isolation and anxiety and environmental triggers all make addicts vulnerable in everyday life. And there is easy access to harmful substances. And many recovering addicts actually just fake prescriptions to obtain drugs such as opioids or benzodiazepines that increase the likelihood of relapse. And these issues make addiction recovery not just difficult but dangerous. Relapse leads to increased hospitalization, there are overdose risks, and not to forget the tremendous emotional and financial burden that it has on families. And clearly, we need a better solution, and that is exactly what we've planned Relive to be for. Relive is an AI-powered ecosystem that predicts relapse risk in real time and delivers just-in-time interventions through an empathetic chatbot, crisis alerts, and blockchain-based prescription verification. So here we have the AI-powered relapse prediction, in which we will leverage wearable data, behavioral analytics, and AI models to assign a real-time relapse risk score. Once the risk score threshold has been crossed, we will alert the patient's sponsors, therapists, or their family that the patient is at the risk of relapse. Then we have the 24 by 7 AI chatbot for mental health support. And our chatbot provides continuous peer support and coping strategies and emergency interventions. So it may be possible that uh, some of the patients may not have somebody to talk to, or they may get pangs of guilt, or they may get the urge to relapse at odd hours in the night. And that is sometimes you don't have a person to talk to. But with an AI chatbot, we can provide 24 by 7 support for these kinds of situations. Then we have blockchain-based prescription verification security. This ensures that recovering patients cannot obtain addictive substances fraudulently. So the doctors will issue a tamper-proof digital prescription on a blockchain, and pharmacists will verify this via blockchain before they dispense the medication. So the system will flag suspicious refill requests and prevent overuse of addictive medications. And finally, we have gamified recovery and community engagement. So the patients can earn rewards for sobriety milestones, thus encouraging them for long-term commitment to their recovery. Relive is designed to work seamlessly as a mobile application and integrate with smartwatches and other digital health platforms to provide a holistic solution to addiction recovery. Next, we have the architecture. So this is how Relive works. First off, we collect data from wearables and mobile devices. Smartwatches track heart rate variability, uh, that is a measure of stress. We also get restlessness, tremors, and sleep patterns. And we get behavioral data from mobile devices, their smartphone usage, their social activity, and their GPS trackings to identify their proximity to high risk zones such as bars or pharmacies. And then after this long process, we have this machine learning model at the heart of our application. And this is a ML powered relapse risk modeling in which we use the heart rate variability, sleep, and RHR to actually put it through a Bayesian inference mathematical formula to get an ensemble model using the random forest algorithm to get a final relapse risk score. And once this relapse risk score crosses a certain threshold, then we can alert the patient's family or their therapists and the sponsors via Twilio that they are at the risk of a relapse. Or if not, we can store the data in Grafana for federated learning. And using this combination of long short-term memory, XGBoost and ARIMA models, or AI basically detects patterns in user behavior. And the Bayesian inference over here, it refines relapse risk predictions in real time. And we also have AI-driven interventions. Like over here, we notify their near and dear ones, as well as the people who are also partially responsible for their de-addiction journey. In addition to that, we have AI-driven interventions as well, such as guided meditation or contacting a support group or engaging in a distraction-based task. And next up, we have the architecture for the other features of Relay. We have blockchain integration. So the prescriptions are stored securely using Ethereum smart contracts, and we have IPFS, the interplanetary file system storage to prevent tampering. So the blockchain will store all active records, and once they are archived, they will be encrypted and stored off-chain in the IPFS. And the doctor first off prescribes the medication. It generates a block in the blockchain using the smart contract. The doctor issues a digital prescription that is digitally signed using the ECC algorithm. It is the electric cryptogram key algorithm, circle algorithm. And we use Node APIs to communicate between the blockchain and the Relive mobile application. And pharmacists validate the prescriptions on the blockchain before they can dispense medications. And this alerts uh, the people who are helping the patient in their recovery journey in case there is any suspicious transaction or if there is any suspicious rise in medicines that they have been taking. And we have the chatbot integration here. We are using Llama 3 as the conversational AI engine, and we are using federated learning. So one of the key features of our app is also going to be data privacy, because we know how difficult it is for people to come to terms with their addiction. It is something that they are quite ashamed of at times. And so their privacy is our priority, and we will implement federated learning, which is that the chatbot will learn from the user interaction itself. It won't communicate with the server as much. And this adds an extra layer of security to our application. Next, we have the workflow. So when a user first interacts with Relive, he will have an onboarding and profile setup. We'll ask him a few questions and set up a template for him to follow on his journey of de-addiction. And we'll have continuous monitoring and data collection from him using wearables and his smartwatch. And this data will be used for the AI-powered relapse prediction. As I've talked about before, we'll have a machine learning algorithm that predicts the relapse risk score. And next, we have just-in-time intervention. If the risk score goes above a certain threshold, then this will be triggered, and the AI will have contacted the people close to the patient and will find a way to prevent him from relapsing. And we have gamified recovery and community engagement to keep the user interested in their journey. It keeps them invested and it motivates them to do it even better. And we can do this by letting them earn recovery tokens for their sobriety. And we have their families and peers cheering for them throughout their journey. They can redeem these tokens for real world benefits such as uh, gym memberships, therapy sessions, wellness programs, and other constructive activities. And next, we have social reinforcement and milestone celebrations. So this is more of the technical aspects of the workflow. We will use Llama 3 for the AI. Next, we have wearables and mobile streams that stream HRV, sleep, RHR data via Kafka, and behavioral data is analyzed using Flink. Data is stored in InfluxDB. Next, we have machine learning models such as long short-term memory, XGBoost, and ARIMA that basically analyze all this data using the Bayesian inference probability formula to assign relapse scores. And we use these algorithms, random forest and neural networks, to refine predictions. And once it crosses a certain threshold, then we can have intervention and crisis supports. We have blockchain descriptions as well for an extra layer of security. So these are the use cases that we have. Wait, just a minute. Before we talk about the use cases, I'd just like to mention that we have designed this architecture keeping scalability in mind. Of course, we think that Relive is going to affect many users in a positive way, and hence it should be capable of handling millions of users at the same time. So we have Apache Kafka and Apache Flink that can handle millions of health data points per second. We have Kubernetes for automatic scaling so that the system can handle high traffic loads without crashing. We have So we have just kept scalability in mind. We have tried to use open source technologies as far as possible so that scalability isn't going to be an issue. And we plan to build Relay's architecture for massive scalability, and we ensure that millions of users can benefit without having any performance issues. Okay. Next up, we have the use cases. So these are all the cases in which a patient may need Relive. We have personalized relapse prevention. We have rehabilitation and telehealth integration. We have AI-powered mental health support. We have a gamified recovery and community engagement plan. We have family and counselor involvement, and we have blockchain-based prescription verification. All of these help the user get better without putting him at the risk of relapsing as much as traditional rehab methods do. Next up, we have the limitations. So there are some existing drawbacks in our theory. We hope to mitigate them as much as possible. There is an issue of data availability and accuracy, that wearable and smartphone data may be inconsistent or unavailable. To mitigate this, we encourage regular device usage and supplement prediction with behavior-based insights. Then there may be ethical and privacy concerns that there's continuous monitoring, and people may not be all that uh, they may not be okay with sharing that much data. They may be reluctant to do so. And to mitigate this, we will implement federated learning for the chatbots. We will have differential privacy and strict compliance with regulations to ensure data security. And as is with all machine learning models, there are false positives and negatives. And AI models may inaccurately predict relapse risk, and false negatives can miss relapse events, while false positives can lead to unnecessary interventions. It will get better with time as the machine learning model gets a larger data set to train itself upon, and there's real world feedback and human in the loop verifications. So these are the future scopes of Relive. There is an AI-driven personality therapy recommendation based on user behavior, mood, and relapse risk predictors. So we can provide users with adaptive recovery plans tailored to their progress and specific triggers. Then we have neurofeedback and BCI. So we may have heard of Neuralink. It's a chip in the brain, and we can use EEG, like the brain, we can map the brain waves for real-time stress and craving detection. And it will help us to detect early relapse triggers through neural activity. It will improve our product by manyfold. And we have smart home and IoT integration, so we can connect Relive to smart home assistants such as Alexa and Google Home to provide voice-activated relapse interventions and enable IoT-based medication reminders and smart locks for medicine cabinets to prevent unauthorized accesses. And we come to the business model part of it. So let's talk about the business side of things. So the global addiction market, global addiction recovery market is huge. It is nearly $11 billion globally. And especially in India, it is a largely untapped market. And this is something that affects people from all stratas and all classes of life. And it is very widespread. And there is a golden chance to capitalize upon this opportunity. So we can either have a B2C model, that is direct to consumer model, and we can monetize the app. We can have a freemium model that offers basic relapse tracking and chatbot access for free. And the prediction part, the blockchain prescription part, and the real-time crisis alerts can be a paid subscription. We can partner with uh, therapists. We can partner with gym franchisees for them being redemption partners for the token service, so that it ensures a continuous revenue cycle. We can have pharmacy and blockchain prescription verification fees. So government and private pharmacies pay per transaction for using our blockchain system to verify prescriptions, and this helps in prevention of fraudulent prescriptions and reduces the burden on law enforcement and healthcare costs. In addition to this, we can even go for B2B, business to business, and in that we can use we can contact rehab centers, we can contact hospitals, and we can contact insurance companies for collaborating with us on this journey, on this business. And we can also we can also partner with the government itself, as well as many other NGOs like the Nasha Mukti Abhiyan in India. And there are various international de-addiction programs to reach underserved regions. Like there's the Ministry of Health that we can ask to integrate Relive into national rehab initiatives that make AI-driven relapse prevention a standard practice in public hospitals. And we can lobby for policy advocacy to mandate the blockchain-based prescription tracking for security for addictive substances that ensures a secure medication distribution system. And that is about it for us. Before I say goodbye, I'd like to talk about the competitive advantage that Relive has. So, Relive is going to be a very innovative idea. It's going to be one of the pioneers of this field. And we have AI-driven predictive relapse prevention as compared to the current availability of only post-relapse intervention. Will integrate blockchain-powered prescription security versus the traditional drug monitoring that we have currently. And we will also introduce gamification and community engagement to ensure that our patients stick with us for the long term. And because we have the first movers advantage, we will have a lot of credibility. We'll have partnerships and pilot programs, beta testers, etc. if we partner with rehab centers and hospitals and NGOs. So thank you for listening to me. I'm representing Team FML, and our solution is Relive. With Relive, we're not just preventing relapse, we are transforming the very way that addiction recovery works. The future of addiction care is proactive, data-driven, and AI-powered. And we hope that we build this future together. And thank you. Uh, I will show you the prototype that we've built today. I have deployed it on Vercel. So this is the code that I've written. The It is currently a web app that we've designed using Next.js. And so this is the landing page, empowering recovery with AI, security, and compassion. Relive. So this is a small paragraph about what we stand for. There's options to talk to our chatbot and look at your prescriptions. I'd like to bring your attention to the nav bar. Here we also have prescriptions chat with AI. There's something about our team, Team FML, and here's the link to the GitHub repo in case you want to check it out. So these are the features of Relive that we've seen in the PPT already. This is where new users log in, they sign up. You can access the project presentation from here, and you can watch this video on the YouTube link that's been given over here. So let me just fill in this form. Django, age, let's say it's 20. Let's say I'm a male and I'm living alone. Do I have any existing medical condition? Let's say I have diabetes. I'm taking currently prescribed medication and I've been diagnosed with a substance use disorder. And I've been in recovery for 3 to 6 months. I have experienced a relapse before, and it was mostly due to stress, loneliness, and depression. So my average stress level has been moderate, and I get around 6 hours of sleep every night. and I engage in physical activity just only a few times a week. And I am open to wearing wearable devices for health tracking. So this is the welcome that we have for new users. We ask them a palette of a few questions and we get to know more about them, and we can deliver a personalized recovery plan accordingly. Yes, I will do this later. I'll just go to the dashboard for now. So this is the main dashboard page of our prototype. Here we also have the AI assistant to schedule the settings. And if I want to talk with the AI assistant, I can. So if I want to talk to our chatbot, I can. Here I've used Llama 3 as I've mentioned in the PPT for it. Let me just ask you a question. Hey, I'm recovering drug addict, and sometimes I get the urge to use drugs again and relapse. Suggest some mindfulness activities to do in place of this. So it gives you an answer probably about what to do about it. And here we also have my prescriptions. This is the prescription that we have. There is a date. There's the name of the assigning doctor. There's the medicines, and it has been digitally signed and verified by the doctor. So this is actually the patient's interface. The doctor's interface will be a little different, and so will the pharmacists. They will be able to see if the given medicine has been dispensed or not, and they will be able to tell if there is an issue in dispensing the medicine. So that's the front end part. I will, you can view the presentation from here. You can watch this video from here, and you can view the GitHub link from here. I will now hand it over to my friend Anurag to explain the blockchain and the backend part of it. Thank you.
Simple. So I have not integrated it with the actual application, but we are looking forward to do that. So in order to generate the prescription, we use this issue prescription function from our smart contract. So actually this should be verified by the pharmacist, but due to some time constraint and lack of knowledge and solidity, I was not able to do that. So we'll start with the issue prescription function. So I will just put some dummy data here. Let's say patient ID is 001, and let's medicine is vitamin C for some reason. Take a vitamin. Okay. So total bill is around, let's say, 200, and expiry date, let's say, 20 days. So I will transact this block. So as you can see here, so this block is now added into the blockchain. Now in order to verify the prescription, I just need to type this patient ID, which was 001. So if I do that, so now this tell me the block is verified. So you can see all the details here. Now if I do the get prescription, it just tells me all the values of it. So you can see here vitamin C, that was this, and I guess price and the actual block hash. So this is the basic implementation. We are looking forward to integrate it in our project. So that was it from our side. So, and thank you for considering our application. You can check this our you can check our GitHub profile as well as prototype to learn more about the project.
Thank you.
Thank you.